what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West.
That's why Christ is Melchizedek and Christ is Solomon.
The Lord. It's like, sir. Gentleman behind me see your class. He said, well done.
Like it.
Fried chicken, napkin.
Put that on the table for me, warrior.
I'm right.
Rank raise coming, warrior.
He's trying to holler at you about that class.
All right, for sure.
Excellent class, by the way.
I appreciate that, boy. Yeah.
After you.
There he is, man of the hour. Take a seat, man. Take a seat. What's going on with you, brother? Pour us up live. Listen, man. Heard you taught a hell of a class.
Hey, man. The water, sir. The water.
Excellent job, by the way. Hey, look, man. You know what I was thinking? Tell me what you think. Thursday, 7 p.m. Prime time. Scripture breakdown. What you think about that?
I consider it.
Man, that's all I need you to do, man. Laya Shala.
Laya Shala.
And more, man. Hey, wake that brother up. Wake him up. Wake him up.
Wake that brother up.
Wake up, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, wake that brother up.
Wake up, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, wake up. Wake up, Bob. Most High in Christ. You back with us?
Closer.
Most High in Christ. Like. And that's why Christ was Solomon, Christ was Melchizedek, and reincarnation is in the Bible. Hey, I love that. Do me a favor. See me one more time, Baba Kasha. I appreciate it, I appreciate it. Warrior.
Fucking job, it ain't no more plan. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying, and I'm saying fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more plan. Fuck that fucking job, bitch, I done had enough. Fuck that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. Fuck that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, nigga, on soul. Yeah, caught between the two, get this money, go home. Yeah, all these people so, and all these bitches, they messy. First day I came in, I bossed up on the bosses. And they promised nigga this, promised nigga that. Want my ass to work, then bring that paper back. Sharp, where you been? I been taking the shit. Knowing damn well that I don't fucking sleep. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more plan. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying, and I'm saying fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more plan. Fuck that fucking job. up, me and bro, we just posted. Look him in the eye, shake my head disappointed. We gotta visualize, summarize, execute. These people drop like fly, why the fuck we still here? Man, fuck that fucking job, when I pull up, I hate it. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, that's on all of their faces. Fuck that fucking job, man, I'm already lit. Man, I hear one thing, boy, you bound to get hit. Man, these bills cross a nigga's brain. Damn, that's how you keep a nigga damn a slave. Damn, money supposed to be a tool. Damn, for a purpose, what's your purpose for? Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitchin' and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sick of that shit, I know you sick of it too, man. Money supposed to be a tool, man.
It's just different, man. I'ma show them the difference.
I'ma show him it's a different. I'ma only say this once, you better learn. When West is where it started, so you know that's where it finished. Rejected, nigga, let's complete the mission. We explaining what the who, lead them bitches and they feelings. Snub on me, only time I put my nose inside your business. I don't want my gun to show, so I wear my shirt bigger. This is our world, cause if this was your world, I'd be the villain. Break his whole block down, all I gotta do is spin and stuff in Mac shell drums. Turn your crib to Sunday dinner. You don't live here, you visit, this my shit, it's a difference. I don't do lean, Lobos in my cup is what I'm sipping. I don't do dreams, I just say a prayer, go and get it. And it all work out, you know this ain't for play, this ain't for fun. I've been destined for this shit, niggas know that I'm the one. This shit can go 100 yards, you would think I kicked the punt. You would think I had a flare gun on go, you niggas run. They like he an Israelite, all he rap about is guns. Bitch, I'm an Israelite that own a lot of guns. What that nigga said who? Tell him watch the grind. Yeah, you must be crazy if you ever think of stopping mine. Knock all of the chains out you niggas, make them drop a dime. This tourist hold 12, it is not a zodiac sign. Piss me off, get me in my bag, make me drop a bomb. Drop a nuke, make the world freeze, I can stop the time. Watch what you do, cause once you do it, you can't press rewind. On purpose, I do the opposite, so nigga cross the line. This is different, I ain't looking for trouble, but on point, case you think I rap. Turn him to a vegetable, lead this nigga cabbage patch. No new niggas with me, if you see him, then they got my back. Got it out the mud, big step, and you can see the tracks. Follow me, I can teach you something, have receive, relax. If you gon' speak on anything, just make sure it's fact. It's a difference, we are not the same, help them notice that. Pay attention, watch how we move, we can know we can't. Hang around all real niggas, and we move as one. This ain't Fortnite, get into it, ain't no 1v1. The smoke I bring to you, you can't take it in with your lung. Life about warfare, we just make it look fun. She asked what kind of oil I got on, I told her give him some. When West the only real niggas left, you better get you one. Chicken shop, giving out wings if I pull a drum. It's a difference, you better watch your words before you eat your tongue. Scrape the whole plate, not a trace nor leave a crumb. Ice falling off the watching chain like it's freezer burn. Daring somebody to say my name, I will eat to him. Loyalty means everything, so I don't eat with them.
Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talk the shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves. Shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
And beat the remaining nigger males within an inch of their life. Do not kill them, but put the fear of God in them, for they can be useful for future breeding. Anybody know who Willie Lynch was? Anybody? Raise your hand. No one? He was a vicious slave owner in the West Indies. The slave masters in the colony of Virginia were having trouble controlling their slaves, so they sent for Mr. Lynch to teach them his methods. The word lynching came from his last name. His methods were very simple, but they were diabolical. Keep the slave physically strong, but psychologically weak and dependent on the slave master. Keep the body, take the mind. And beat the remaining nigger males within an inch of.
Hey, shalom, Yahweh Shem Shah Brakatham, Yahweh Shema Thumb, by Shem Shah. Priest and Officer, I'm a Wanga Bar Tuesday night brotherhood class. African, Kentucky, under Commander Johanna since 1969. We teach the truth. The Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians is the chosen people of God. And the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. And tonight's class, hold on, wait, clap it up for the troopers. Got the troopers in here. I'm saying Christ. You feel me? Standing strong in the truth. You feel me? But yeah, tonight what we're gonna talk about is the Willie Lynch letter. It's a book that came out. It was published 1712. 1712. This book was published and written, and but now because of the internet and stuff like that, now you got a lot of people saying that it's not real. You feel me? The Willie Lynch letter is not real. It's make believe. But when you read the Willie Lynch letter, ain't nothing in this book make believe. The person might not be a real person, but the methods in this book is actually real, which proved the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, because for him to now push out that Willie Lynch letter, Willie Lynch wasn't a real person, really doesn't make a difference.
Right.
You feel me? Because it's about the spirit that's in this book. You feel me? That's what matters. Whether Willie Lynch was a real person or not does not matter. It's the methods. You feel me? So now what they can do now, because they taking slavery out of history books, they telling the kids they was indentured servants and all that stuff, which is not true. Now they could just say this was Willie Lynch method. Willie Lynch. They could blame everything on Willie Lynch when they know for a fact that every white person was living by the Willie Lynch. You feel me? Letter. Real talk. So if I could, Uncle Dumb, if you can read page 3.
Con. The Willie Lynch letter, page 3.
I got my reading glasses on tonight. I'm reading with you. It's a lot.
The first African.
Oh, wait. And Gabriel Mafia, you can get Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And let's jump right into it.
Okay. Page 3. The first Africans in America arrived through Jamestown, Virginia in 1619.
Salaki, if I may. Let me put it on the screen too. Oh yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Page 3. The first Africans in America arrived through Jamestown, Virginia in 1619 as indentured labor or servants.
Right. So in 1619 is supposedly when the slaves first stepped foot, you feel me, on American soil. But of course, we know because of the voyages of the Italians and Christopher Columbus and all them, we know that they've been here way before that, taking native Indian slaves back to Europe. But this is when they first took the tribe of Judah. You feel me? The tribe of Judah, so-called African Americans from the west coast of Africa, and took them to America.
Right. From about 1619 to 1640, the laws throughout Europe and the Americas removed all human individuality from abducted Africans and named them property.
Right, and named them property. And that's a fact. So, like I'm saying, the whole point of this class, the Willie Lynch letter, The Making of a Slave, is it fact or fiction? Because, like I said, the so-called white man is so strategic and so diabolical that what he will do is now he will tell you that the Willie Lynch letter, The Making of a Slave, the person was not a real person, to try to throw you off from what you're reading in the book.
Right.
That has nothing to do with what you read in the book. So if I could, Barry, go ahead with that scripture.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee again into Egypt again with ships.
Oh wait, Salaki.
By the way, I'm sorry, Salaki.
No, you good. Let me get that with you. I'm trying to pull it up on the screen. Yeah, you go ahead, read it from the top.
From the top. Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right. Now, this is Moses talking to the children of Israel. Who is the children of Israel today? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. How do we know that? Because we just read in the Willie Lynch letter that in 1619, they first arrived. The slaves from the west coast of Africa first arrived. And we know, of course, that they took Native Indian and Taino Indian slaves before they even brought them slaves to America. And Moses is letting the children of Israel know that we going into Egypt again with ships. What does Egypt mean? Egypt is a Greek word that means bondage or slavery, because Egypt was famously known for slavery. That's what Egypt is famous for. When you think of Egypt, the first thing you think of is slaves. Even before the pyramids, because you know the pyramids, you know the slaves built the pyramids, just like the slaves built the skyscrapers in America. You can look it up. It's common knowledge that the Hispanics and the Native Indians built most of the skyscrapers in America. Real talk. Just like we built the pyramids in Egypt. And Moses is saying we're going into Egypt again, which is slavery, this time with ships. And that's exactly what happened. You feel me? Because it wasn't no planes, trains, and automobiles at the time, but they did have boats. They did have ships that they used to take us from the Americas to Europe and from West Africa to the Americas. You go ahead.
By the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, and that's a fact. Thou shalt see it no more again. We the only people on this planet that don't have a land of our own. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we the only ones don't have a land of our own. The language we speak is our oppressor's language. That's why they call Hispanic. They call Hispanic because they saying you're his Spaniard. The Spaniards, the ones conquered the Cubans, the Colombians, all of them down there. That's why they speak Spanish, and some of them speak Portugal, and some of them speak French, like how the Haitians speak French, because them is the people that conquered you. That's not their own language. Even Creole is a broken down French language. You feel me?
French Creole.
That's because we as the children of Israel And the Bible say that we're not going to see it no more again. We don't have no language. We don't got our homeland. All we got is our oppressor's culture. Following after his culture, doing what he do.
Thou shalt not. Okay, so like, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Right, and that means slave man and slave woman, which means we'd be property. And that's exactly what the Willie Lynch letter was explaining. It was talking about the beginning of how we got here. You feel me? How we got here in 1619 was slave ships. And it said that we became property. If I'm not mistaken, it said abducted Africans and named them property. You feel me? They say we was abducted. That means we didn't want to come. We didn't want to come here, but we had no choice. And the so-called white man and everybody on this planet think it was because we was weak. They think it was because they better than us, but that's not true. It's because God was not with us. You feel me? God was not with us because Moses said if we didn't keep the commandments, God was not going to be with us. And we was going to be slave men and slave women. You go ahead and finish that out.
And no man shall buy you.
Right, no man shall free you. You feel me? They freed the white Jewish man. The white Jewish man claiming to be a Jew, stole our identity. He got free. So that count him out right there. Strike one. The white Jewish man can't be the Jew because the Bible said no man shall free you. Man freed them. God did not do that. Men freed the white Jewish man under Hitler, and now the Americans then took after Hitler and doing the same thing that Hitler did to the white Jewish man to us. That's why when we see an American flag, it's no different than a Nazi flag to a Jewish person, a white Jewish person. It's the same thing. You feel me? Real talk. So yeah, we'll drop that. Go ahead to page 4. Knock it down.
Okay. The U.S. Supreme Court and Chief Justices like Roger B. Taney ensured that the law did not protect slaves.
Right, it ensured that the law did not protect slaves. Which you were 3/5 of a man. You feel me? That's what the law say about the slave, that we 3/5 of a man. You feel me? In the Constitution, it said all men was created equal. When it say all men were created equal, it was talking about white people. You feel me? When it say all men was created equal, it was talking about white Americans, which they never called themselves. I don't know if people know that or not. You feel me? They didn't call themselves white. They called themselves German, Italian, Jewish. But to find a way to put themselves all together to be against minorities, they started calling themselves white. They had to get under the umbrella of being called white. You feel me? Real talk. You go ahead. Hey, it's Lakia, Gabar Mark, and you can get Leviticus 26 and 17 and just hold it for me.
Go on, sir.
All right, you go ahead with the article. I mean, with the book, the Willie Lynch letter.
Okay. But imbued their white oppressors who physically, mentally, and psychologically abused them with full supremacy.
Full supremacy. Full white supremacy. And that's what they had to do. That's what they had to do. So for people saying that the Willie Lynch letter, I mean, they don't say the Willie Lynch letter. That's the funny part about it. You got to be real good with wordplay when you're dealing with the so-called white man, because he'll get you. He don't say the Willie Lynch letter. Mm-hmm. This right here, this was just a letter. This of course is a book. It's made like a book, but this just was a letter written to all the slave masters from a man that they say lived in the West Indies. So they don't say that the letter was fake, but what they do say is Willie Lynch wasn't a real person. You feel me? But really, whether he's a real person or not, really, it don't even matter, because this is true. Everything that happened in this book is tactics that they use to keep black people down, keep Hispanics and Native Indians down for ever wanting to rise up. And they just blamed it on a man named Willie Lynch. Whether he was fact or fiction really don't even matter.
No Negro, whether slave or free, could ever be considered a citizen of the United States.
Right. And you got to understand, think of the spirit behind that. Now, this was written in 1712. You feel me? Now, it's an old saying that if you don't understand history, it's doomed to repeat itself. You feel me? And that's the reason why black people can't understand the injustice and stuff that's going on with them in America. They can't understand why we can't just all get along. I think that's what Rodney King said. After Rodney King got beat and the whole world rioted for Rodney King, he said, why we just can't all get along? And I'm going to tell you something that's going to hurt some people's feelings. George Floyd would have said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If George Floyd wouldn't have died, he would have said the same thing. That I forgive him for what he did to me. Real talk. When the whole time the whole world is going crazy. Like real talk. Yeah, what the brother saying is heavy. You say white person was invented in Virginia in the late 1600s, like 1680. Now that's a fact. Real talk. So they can all join together so they won't be separate. And then they the minority. That's real talk. But yeah, you go ahead.
The honorable judge wrote.
Right.
In
Hey, look, they said a judge, a Supreme Court judge is honorable.
Shit.
They say he's honorable for saying that no Negro, whether slave or free, could ever be considered a citizen of the United States. Right. And that's what black people and Spanish got to understand. You not a citizen. You wonder why the Mexicans getting deported? Because you're not a citizen. You wonder why black people getting deported? Because we're not deported, getting sent to prison. That's their way of deporting black people. They just send us to jail. They make up all type of laws that white people don't keep. White people don't keep none of the laws, but they free as a bird. But we going straight to jail. Do not stop and go. Do not collect $200. Real talk. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it like a 3/4 of a man kind of thing? 3/4 of human, whatever.
Right. I think you got jammed up. That's what we was talking about. The 3/5 of the man.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get jammed up. Okay, yeah, okay.
But look, do you know why they said a slave is 3/5 of a man? Because now they can't. Now the slave masters can't use their slaves as like this is a full person when they do the census. You feel me? They did the census because the North and the South they was going into war. That's why it's called the United States, because they was never united. You feel me?
Right.
And slave masters used them slaves as a bargain tool for why they should stay, in power. You feel me? Because they had all the free resources and stuff like that. So them slaves being 3/5 of a man means you don't have a full person. You feel me? So you can't say you got 100 people. You can't say that. That's only 3/5. So you got to add all them 3/5 up, and then that's how they figure that's how many people you really got.
God.
In 1640, Maryland became the first colony to institutionalize slavery in America, and in 1641, Massachusetts.
Right, and that's the funny thing. That's why I say you could say that Willie Lynch wasn't a real person all you want.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? You could do that all you want. Right? Hold on, wait. That's what brother talking about. 3/5 of a man comes out of electoral college. That's what I'm saying. You got all them slaves, but they only count them as 3/5. You feel me? Real talk. But this the funny part. If I could ask y'all a question real quick, what state was Harriet Tubman the most famous person in Black history because she was freeing the slaves and was real good at it with the Underground Railroad? What state was she freeing the slaves from?
Sluck yourself amazing. Alabama, Mississippi.
You know what? I'm gonna clap it up for you. Clap it up for the brother. This is my motherfucking nigga. This my motherfucking nigga. But you incorrect. You're incorrect. But wait. The reason why I'm clapping for you is because you have common sense.
Right.
You a man of the Lord. You would think, oh, she famous for freeing slaves. They gotta be from Mississippi. They gotta be from Texas or Alabama. It was in Maryland. It was in Maryland. What we're reading about right now in Maryland. That's what she was freeing slaves from with the Underground Railroad and all that stuff. But most people just psychologically in their mind, because of the KKK, they think about Alabama, racist ass Alabama and the Confederate states and stuff like that. When no, it wasn't even that. It was in Maryland. Real talk. That's the crazy part about it.
I'm going to write that down. That's crazy.
Yeah, that messed me up when I found that out. I'm like, well, goddamn. That's like right there. Ain't that the North? What they say, the South shall rise again. Shit, the North had a lot of slaves too. Real talk. You got something you want to bring out? Knock it down.
Allah, sir.
Oh, most of that crap.
And
Hey,
it's
go
written.
ahead, finish that.
Okay. And it's written legislation titled "Body of Liberties" stated that bondage was legal servitude.
Legal. They say this was legal servitude. There ain't nothing wrong with this. This is illegal. You feel me? They got people in chains. They got people in jail. And now you see why so many black people in prison. That's why it's more black people in prison than it was even in slavery. You feel me? Because they didn't modernize it. They didn't revolutionize slavery. You feel me? And then, but look, that's how you know most kingdoms always fall from within, because they get greedy. These rich elite people got so greedy, they say, well, damn, why is instead of just having black people in slavery, why don't we just have all the poor people in slavery? Whether you black, white, or whatever. We don't care what you is. If you poor, everybody going into slavery.
Right.
That's what the Constitution say. It say you free from slavery unless you commit a crime. So anybody that commit a crime, you're going back, you going into slavery. And that's what they're so greedy. And that's why Donald Trump is about to fail. All them poor white people that voted for Trump, thinking they about to get up in the world, man, he failed y'all again. Like real talk. Donald Trump is about to show y'all poor white people that he failed you. You thought he was going to give you a leg up because of the racism. It's not happening. Real talk. That's why they created that law, that amendment saying that. You feel me? That if you going into jail, you going back in slavery. And white people didn't even cross their mind saying, well, damn, if I go to jail, that means I'm a slave. Yeah. You a slave, the Chinese, the Japanese, whoever.
Right.
You commit a crime, you a slave, because that's the rich people being real strategic. You feel me? Yeah, go ahead, though.
Okay. At that moment, changing the status of the African hostages to automatic chattel slaves that could be bought and sold at the discretion of their white owners.
Right, can be bought and sold at discretion. You feel me? Real tight discretion. You know what the discretion now? Coming up with all these different laws that they ain't gonna charge nobody with but poor people, because they ain't got a lawyer to fight the case. But if you got a lawyer to fight the case, you coming home. You feel me? You getting out that jam. If you got you a little money, but if you ain't got enough money, you going to jail. Real talk, because now you back a slave. All right, go ahead, get that scripture for me if you could.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain.
Moses, again, talking to the church of Israel, telling them about the Lord. He said he's going to set his face against us, man, because our whole duty is to keep the commandments.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
Right, and that's what's happening. You feel me? That's what's happening. Now, you could believe the Willie Lynch letter or not. The shit is true. Whether you believe Willie Lynch was a person or not, that's for you spooks. You feel me? That's for you Egyptologists and all you people like that, the African lovers. You feel me? That's for the African lovers. Whether you believe Willie Lynch was a real person or not, don't matter. It's about the spirit. And the spirit of everything happening in this book happened for real. This ain't no damn joke. What we about to read about tonight is happening right now in 2024. And this was published in 1712.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
Hey, who?
And they that hate you shall reign over you.
It ain't say love.
Hate.
They might forgive you. You know, it's been a minute. They might forgive you.
They that hate you.
It say they that hate you is gonna reign over you. So you sitting here waiting on our oppressors to love you, nigga. You gonna be waiting for February 33rd. Keep it real with you. So like,
block y'all.
You're gonna be waiting. You're gonna be waiting down the sun set in the west and rise in the east, whatever. I forgot how it goes. So lock it. Yeah, you go ahead.
Sir, what's the we in Leviticus what, sir?
26 and 17.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what this was the Bible say. You feel me? The Bible say the same thing that the Willie Lynch letter said. It said they that reign over you, that they that hate you shall reign over you. They hate us, man. You feel me? The hate is in the Bible. I don't know why it was the Christians have destroyed the spirit of the Bible. They got you thinking the Bible is all lovey-dovey, and it just ain't true, man. Real talk.
Like you said, I made.
The Bible say they that hate you shall reign over you, and that's the reason why Willie Lynch and all the slave masters treated us the way they treated us. Yeah, you go ahead.
And you shall flee when none.
You ain't had nothing to say.
No, so like I don't. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, go ahead. You good?
And you shall flee when none pursueth you.
Right, and you shall flee when none pursue. What's that? A runaway slave? You feel me? In the middle of the night. You feel me? You running, ain't nobody even chasing you. Ain't nobody even, you running through the woods. You feel me? Singing all the Negro spirituals. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. You feel me? Real talk. What's the other one? Sweet chariots coming forth to carry me home. All that. You feel me? Because we always knew we was the children of the Bible. That's why they didn't want us to read. That's why they didn't want the slaves to read. Because they knew we was the children of the Bible and they didn't want us to get God on our side. Because once we start serving God, ain't nobody reigning over us but him. Nobody ruling over us but God once we start serving him. But right now, the people that hate us is ruling over us. Real talk. All right, so yeah, let's drop that. Michael Dunn, you go ahead and go to the next one. I think that's page 8.
Okay. Page 8. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it's a 3, but it is.
Wait, stop here. Goodbye, Martha. If you can go in the Apocrypha, go to Ecclesiastes 28 and 1. Yeah, go ahead. You can finish reading that page 8.
On top of my list is age, but it is there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, status, on plantation, attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley, on the hill, east,
right,
west.
Hold on, wait. Now you see what it's saying. See what it was happening in the Willie Lynch letter. It say it divided us with jealousy. You feel me? It say by age. What they say, the YNs now. The YNs doing all the stuff. And when I was growing up in the hood, the older niggas hated us.
Right.
You feel me? The older niggas hated us. Real talk. They did not like us because we was young. That was their only excuse. And this is what's happening in Willie Lynch letter. It say it's separating them by age, shade, intelligence. For people that think they intellectual and people that think they not, size, by your height, short people, tall people, you feel me? Sex, that's the feminist movement. You feel me? Women against men. This is what happened in the Willie Lynch. This is what they did to black people. You feel me? They set us against each other by our height, by our status. You feel me? Real talk, by our gender. That's what's happening right now.
The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, status on the plantation.
Right, status on the plantation. Ain't that what everybody care about right now? How many followers I got? How many subscribers I got? How popular I am? You feel me? How many people know me? And of course, it's all about white people knowing you. You feel me? Like Jay-Z and Diddy. You feel me? Or what Meek Mill say? Meek Mill say people hating on him because it's the Michael Rubins or the Robert Krabs or the billionaires that got my back. That's what Meek Mill said. You feel me? We living this shit right now. You talking about the Willie Lynch letter is fake. Nigga, you fake. It's a lot. It's a lot. Nigga, you fake. What is you talking about? We living this right now. Go ahead, man.
Attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley, on the hill, east, west, north, south.
Right. Where you live at? Where you live at? Do you live at
Right.
what's the rich neighborhood down here? Prospect. Where you live at? You feel me? Or do you live in the West End?
Right.
You live in the West End. You must be dirty. You live in Newburgh. You think you uppity, or you live out there in what's the Fairdale? You bougie. You feel me? That's just how it is. We still like this right now. You feel me? So what we jealous because of where you live at. We jealous because you taller than me. The women jealous because you a man and you get to do stuff that they can't do. This is slave plantation trauma that's on us right now to this day.
God, sir.
Have fine hair, coarse hair.
Right, the hair texture. What everybody say? Oh, I got Indian. Everybody say they got Indian in their family. That's why they got a few ways where they hair a little curly. You know, my great grandmama Indian. You ain't never met Granny.
It's like it's served for me.
You know Granny. Yeah, go ahead. Salaki.
Yeah, I got Cherokee in me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
stop, man. No, that's a fact. And don't everybody always pick Cherokee? I think that's the only slave tribe. I mean, Native Indian tribe they know. Right. Because everybody always say Cherokee. It's a billion different damn Native Indian tribes. Everybody always talking about Cherokee, but not for real.
Right.
He separated us because of the hair texture. Because maybe you might have good hair and they didn't, but you could be like I know people they got good hair and they brother don't. You feel me? The sister got long stringy hair and the brother don't, and they both their mama's black. Ain't no white, no native, no nothing, because that's just DNA. It ain't got nothing to do with it's genetics. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. But because of white people, you taught that straight stringy hair is good. If you got anything close to that, people will look at you like you better than them. And that's not true. Real talk. It's not true.
Right.
Or it's tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action, but before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust. And envy is stronger than adulteration.
Right. So what he's saying is that, look, distrust is stronger than trust. You feel me? It's more people, like once you get somebody to distrust, it's hard to get them to trust you back. You feel me? So once they start teaching this rhetoric that this stuff is bad and this stuff is good, it's going to be hard to change that. You feel me? Because of white supremacy, it's going to be hard to change that this stuff that we telling you is bad is really good. You're not going to believe it. You feel me? Not even to the ISUPK in 1969, nobody ever believed that because it's really curly hair. I mean, people say nappy, but it's not really nappy. It's really just curly hair. It's really good. And that long stringy hair is really dog hair. You feel me? It's really dog hair, and that's why they get lice. You feel me? Real talk.
Respect or admiration.
Right. Respect, admiration. You go ahead.
The black slave, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years.
How long?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years.
Maybe that.
Because of the Willie Lynch letter, these different type of stuff they said that they was going to do to us while we was in slavery, while we was on the reservations, while we was on plantations. They said this stuff was going to, what did they say? Self-generate. Self-generate. They weren't even going to have to do it no more. It was just going to self-generate through us for hundreds of years. That they wouldn't even have, they ain't got to even step in and do nothing no more. They know it's working. They know all the stuff they doing is working, and now they got social media where they can just go on the internet and see that all the bitches lonely. They can see all the kids ain't got fathers. They can see everything in the black community is out of control. All they gotta do is cut on YouTube and type in the rapper from Alabama, rapper from New Mexico, and they're gonna see that everything is out of control. Give me real talk.
Maybe thousands.
Maybe thousands, maybe even thousands of years. This damn shit they did to us was so diabolical. They say this probably could last thousands of years. You feel me? And it's another part in the book where it say it's gonna take some type of, I forgot how they put it. They say it's some type of I can't think of what they said. I forgot what page it's on, but they say it's the only way this is gonna ever stop if some real serious happen, like something real, like out of the norm stuff happen. You go ahead, keep reading. Let me see if I can find it while you read.
Oh,
hold on, wait. I got it right here. This on page 20. I'll read this.
Okay.
It's saying, unless a phenomenon occurs and reshifts the position of the male and female savages. They said that's the only way it's gonna stop. They say a phenomenon has to happen. What's the phenomenon that they wasn't ready for? If y'all can ask, I know y'all know. What's the phenomenon that they wasn't ready for? They never even thought would happen.
Slug, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yahweh Shah coming back for his people.
Yeah, spiritually, that's exactly what happened. But physically, what happened?
Destruction.
Nah. That ain't what happened. That's what's gonna happen. You on point. But spiritually, you're right. The Most High sending Christ back for his people in the spirit. But in the physical sense, is the ISUPK under Commander Johanna going out to teach the truth. You feel me?
Okay.
That's right.
Brothers right here getting ready to get y'all officers test and go out and teach the truth to change the dynamic of what the Willie Lynch letter did to our people. You feel me? And that's what they said. They said a phenomenon gotta happen. You feel me? That's something that's gonna physically happen. Real talk. You go ahead and finish that.
Okay. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male.
Right. Yep. That's what's happening. Young versus the old.
And the young black male against the old black male.
Mm-hmm.
You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves.
There you go. Dark skin versus light skin. You feel me?
Right.
What's the stereotypes about light skinned niggas? They soft. You feel me? Goofy as hell, feminine, you feel me? All type of stuff.
Right.
And that's what they done. They put dark skinned and light skinned people against each other when that's really not true. Light skinned motherfucker whoop your ass. It's like,
Like if I may.
I'm just keeping it real. There you go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I heard it all my life, man. The light skinned cat, man. Oh, he's soft. He's nice. He's not mean. You know what I'm saying? But the dark skinned cat was like, oh, he's mean. You don't want to mess with him. Blah blah blah. All this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I heard it all my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Now, that's something they try to instill in us. And you know why? Because it said that this was going to self-generate for hundreds of years, maybe thousands.
Yeah.
That's what the Willie Lynch letter said. But they say it's fake. They say that's a myth. Man, all right. You keep playing if you want to. Keep playing with the tricks of the devil. If you keep thinking he's not the devil, you the one gonna get tricked. You feel me? We gonna be safe in here, and you gonna be the one getting tricked. That's all I'm saying.
And the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. You must also have your white servants and overseers distrust all blacks.
You say who?
You must also have your white servants and overseers distrust all blacks.
Right. It said you gotta have the white overseers distrust all blacks. What is that? Karens. What's the I forgot what's the name for the white man to do it. I forgot the name the name they gave the white dude.
Kevin.
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 Home Alone. It's hilarious. That's funny as hell. But no, Kevin, Brad, whatever. But all I'm saying is that this is something they instilled in their people too, to make sure all white overseers distrust black people, whether they right or wrong. That's why the police the way they are, because it's inbred in them to distrust black people. to not trust black people no matter what. We were slaves. Why you can't trust us? We building everything for you, cooking all the food, doing it, whatever you say, but you still inbred it in your sons and them for generations to distrust us when y'all the school shooters. You feel me? Y'all the school shooters. Y'all the mass murderers. You cut on a horror movie, it's a white dude. You cut on Law and Order, who is all the criminals? White people. You know, do you know why on Law and Order most of the criminals is white? Because if they made them black, they can get sued for that. Because they know black people is not even they know statistically black people is not committing the crimes that they really that's really crimes that draw attention. Mm-hmm. Black people do petty stuff, robberies, murders, but when you talk about real crimes, serious major crimes, white people doing it. And that's why on them police shows they can't have a lot of black criminals because they not the one, they not doing that type of stuff. You feel me? Real talk. And they can get sued for that.
But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us.
Right, and that's a fact. We see black people, they see a white person, it's like they see Jesus. Right. But now we know it's not really because they see Jesus, it's because it's something they inbred in us for hundreds of years. So when we see a white person, we automatically trust them. We think they're gonna do good by us. We think they are our savior. And then we see a black person, we like, nah, that nigga owns something. But what he on? You see dude over there? Right. What he on, man? He going home. He just got off work.
Right.
You see a white dude walking down the street in a business suit, you thinking like, oh, he cool. Whole time he about to shoot the CEO of healthcare with a 3D printer, with a gun made by a 3D printer.
Oh man.
Lock you, man. You can't make this up. You feel me? You can't. I'm telling you, we live in history right now. Black people, we live in history, man.
Right.
Like real talk, this is insane. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But it is necessary. Also, like they must love, respect, and trust only us.
Right. They must love and respect and trust only us. That's how they feel. I mean, that's what they feel like. And that's what's going on right now. Because they said it was going to be inbred in us for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands. All right, so you can drop that. Go to the scripture.
Salakia, sir, if you can run me the book chapter and verse again, Baba Kasha.
I know you good. It's Ecclesiastes 28 and 1 through 3.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. All right. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 2. Chapter 2 and verse 2?
No, Ecclesiasticus 28 and 1.
Ecclesiasticus 28 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky, I'm sorry.
Oh, you good to go.
All right, so like okay. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 28 and verse 1. He that rejoiceth shall find revenge from the Lord.
Right. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord. And this is talking about our people. You feel me? This ain't talking about the heathen nations or saying you can't defend yourself. This is talking about people. You feel me? That's trying to have their own justice. You feel me? After something happened to them. And the Bible say you won't get vengeance from the Lord. You trying to get your own justice. You feel me? Somebody do something to you, you trying to get your own justice. Somebody did something wrong to you, you trying to get your own justice. And of course, it's talking about black people, Hispanics and Native Indian people. You feel me? The Lord gonna seek vengeance on you.
and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance.
Right. And so you mad at a brother because he tall and you short. He got wavy hair, you got nappy hair. You hear me? Women mad at a man because he a man. Men mad at a woman because they women, which happens. Niggas be mad at they woman because she a woman. She just a woman. She doing what women do. You mad at her, you holding it against her. I bet the Lord holding some against you. Because he's saying he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. You feel me? Okay, what this is talking about is why we have to forgive each other. Because we not perfect. You feel me? We can't be sitting there holding no grudges because the white man put tall against short, dark against light, men against women. We can't be sitting there holding no damn vengeance, man, and revenge. I got to get revenge because she did this to me. I got to get revenge because that brother didn't salute me. He walked right past somebody.
Right.
I live a different type of life, man. I'm just keeping it real. I cannot hold that to nobody, man. I just couldn't. Not even in my darkest times, man. But the Lord is saying, don't hold no revenge, man. Don't be vengeful against your people. Otherwise, he gonna remember what you done. You feel me? Real talk. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. You had something to bring out?
No. I was just agreeing with you, sir.
All right, Kai, you go ahead to the next scripture.
Forgive thy neighbor that hurt that he shall done unto thee.
Right. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he have done to thee. Like, that's what we got to understand, man. We got to forgive our brothers, man. We got to forgive our sisters, man, for stuff they done. Otherwise, the Lord is going to remember the stuff we did to him. Feel me? Real talk. You want to be petty to your brothers and your sisters? Well, the Lord going to remember what you've done. All the weed you smoked. You feel me? All the men you had sex with. You feel me? All the bad daddies you got. All the women you had sex with. All the women you made single mothers. It's a lot. Niggas are having women single mothers like it's nothing. You feel me? It's a lot here. He's going to remember all that. He's going to remember if you ain't out here forgiving people that done stuff to you, man. Real talk.
So that sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
Right. You can't be sitting there praying to God for help when you sitting there holding a grudge. You right now holding a grudge against a brother or a sister, but you praying to God for forgiveness. That's not how this works. That's not how the Lord works. He's not your mama. He's not just nurturing and caring about your fleshly desires. The Lord cares about your spirit. You hear me? He cares about your spirit, what's inside of you. So you cannot be sitting there praying to God for help when you mad at a brother or a sister for something petty. You hear me? Real talk. There you go ahead.
Verse 3. One man beareth hatred against another.
Right. One man bear hatred against another. You bear hate. You hate another brother. You hate another sister. Go ahead.
And does he speak pardon from the Lord?
Oh, but you want to be pardoned from the Lord. You hate the brother because he's taller than you. You hate the brother. He got more women than you. You feel me? You hate the brother because he got a nicer car than you. You hate the sister because her hair longer than yours. You hate the sister because she ain't got as many kids as you. But you seek pardon from the Lord. But you want to be pardoned from the Lord from your sins. All the stuff you done, you want the Lord to forgive you for it, like Joe Biden did his son. His son is a crackhead. Joe Biden just pardoned his son. He's a goddamn crackhead and have sex with prostitutes. It's on record. You feel me? He had sex with a woman from California, and in the paperwork, he called her the West Coast Connect. Well, the whole time she was just a prostitute. I'm gonna just keep it real, but he pardoned his son anyway, even though he said he wouldn't. But you out here having grudges against brothers and sisters, holding, you feel me, stuff against them but you want the Lord to pardon you, you a goddamn idiot. And that's why you suffering and going through whatever the hell you going through. You feel me? Like it's so many demons on people and they don't even know it. You know? It's demons on people, they don't even know it. And the biggest demon is on them is because they haven't forgiven. You feel me? They haven't forgiven a brother or sister for something that they done, but they want the Lord to forgive them for all the dumb shit they doing right now. Right. At this moment. Like real talk. That's not, it don't work like that. It's just not gonna work like that. Real talk. So all right, we could drop that. If you can go to page 15 and 16.
Sir. Slugs, if I may, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
What you're bringing out is heavy because, I mean, that should put fear in anybody that's dwelling on something that they just can't let go, that a brother or sister might have done to them.
Right.
And they sitting there thinking about what they want to do to this brother or sister, but you're not thinking about what the Most High can do to you for what you just did an hour ago.
Exactly. You don't care what. You sitting there getting high. You in the car smoking. You feel me? You in the car getting high, doing all kind of stuff, but you ain't thinking about that. That don't even matter to you. You sitting there smoking, praying the Lord help you, but you sitting there getting high.
Right.
You sitting there having sex with hoes, you drinking and driving, whatever. You feel me? You an alcoholic, you a gluttony, whatever, man. Whatever sin you doing, it's sins you doing, and the Lord is forgiving you for it. It's stuff you doing, and you ain't going to prison.
Right.
Think about it like that. Think about all the stuff people do, and they still ain't going to prison.
Okay.
They walking around free, but they sitting there mad at somebody else, praying that the Lord be on their side. Man, all right, good luck. This is a brotherhood class too. I don't know if people know it or not.
Right.
You feel me? And sometimes brotherhood can be a little harsh. Sometimes brotherhood can hurt a motherfucking feelings a little bit. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
I don't know French either, just to let you know. Like, I don't know French. This is a sidebar. I don't know French. You feel me? I do get a little froggy sometimes. You feel me? And it is what it is. But now you go ahead with that article though. I mean, that page. I think it's page 15 and 16.
It's like I think the brother wanted to bring something out, sir.
Yeah. Oh, so like, go ahead.
No. We good. We good.
Right. But if I may, borrow your mouth, if you can get in Apocrypha, First Maccabees 2 and 17.
Page 15. When it comes to breaking the uncivilized nigger, use the same process, but vary the degree and step up the pressure so as to do a complete reversal of the mind.
Right, and that's that video we was bringing out with Denzel Washington. He said, keep the body. Keep the mind. Keep the body. Spare the mind. Whatever he said, I don't know. But it's the truth. They trying to break you mentally. Feel me? That's what they trying to do. They trying to break us mentally. Hold on, wait. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they trying to break us mentally. You know, that's all the stuff the so-called white man do. All the tactics he do. He's trying to break us. Feel me? He's trying to break us spiritually and mentally.
Take the meanest and most restless nigger, strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, the female and the nigger infant, tar and feather him.
Right. So you take the meanest, grimiest nigga. You know? You feel me? You take the meanest, the biggest, strongest one. And you know what they'll do right now? They'll put him in a dress.
Right.
Take LeBron, they put LeBron wore a dress. I'm a Michael Jordan fan. You hear me? I'm a Michael Jordan fan. I'm from the south side of Chicago. LeBron James wore a fucking dress. Kevin Hart wore a fucking dress. Young Thug wore a fucking dress. You feel me? What's dude's name? Vin Rames wore a dress.
Oh man, block yourself up. Hey,
I'm trying to tell you, man. And this is what it's talking about in the Willie Lynch letter. It say, take the meanest and the most relentless nigga and strip him of his clothes in front of the male niggas, the female niggas, and the nigga infants. You hear me? Because when you do that, it's gonna make everybody else lose hope. You feel me? They know what they doing. Didn't it say it was gonna last 100 years, maybe thousands, unless a phenomenon happened? That's what the Willie Lynch letter say. For people that say, "Oh, this ain't real," the Willie Lynch letter is make believe, nigga. You make believe. That's why you celebrating Santa Claus. That's why you finna take your kids to the mall to sit on Santa's lap because you make believe. You a goddamn idiot. You finna have peas cooking on the pot because you think that's gonna bring good luck for the new year. You a goddamn idiot.
Tie each leg to a different horse, faced in opposite directions, set him afire, and beat both horses to pull him apart in front of the remaining niggas.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. They trying to degrade the big bad nigga. You feel me? The nigga that everybody following after. You feel me? And that's why what we say, like what happened with Kyrie Irving, we say that's a spiritual lynching. How he lost all that money because he posted a link to a book, Hebrews to Negroes.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? That was a spiritual lynching. What happened to Nick Cannon when he said white people are beasts and animals? Because Nick Cannon, he believes that black people are the real Jews. You feel me? Which that's his religious right in America. We got freedom of religion last time I checked, unless you go to jail and now you a slave. Because that's what the 13th Amendment. Go ahead.
But what's the freedom of speech? Was it second amendment?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that is? You don't say freedom of speech.
Yeah, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Because in England, you feel me? What people gotta understand about the people that started America, the 13 colonies, they was like the lower class of the people from Great Britain. They sent them over here to start colonies so Great Britain can run this. You feel me? This can be an extension of the British Empire. But what they did was they turned traitors, treason, and they took it for themselves. You feel me? They took it for themselves, like real talk, and basically said F the British.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because the British didn't have freedom of religion. They didn't have freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they started making them amendments, letting everybody know we ain't finna be like the British. That's why we rebelled against them in the first place, because we didn't like the way they was moving. We didn't like the type of stuff that they did in Britain. And we're going to basically be a free country. Right, hold on, wait, the brother said it right. The criminals of England. You hear me? The criminals of England. Right on the statue. Look up the Statue of Liberty, what it say. It's a whole paragraph under the Statue of Liberty. It say, bring us y'all wretched. Which is talking about the lower class. This whole country was started by the lower class of England. Just like Australia. Australia was a prison colony. They sent people there to be prisoners. And them prisoners turned that into a country.
Right.
Now we know it's Australia. Like real talk. These are people that run the world. Are you kidding me?
Right.
They don't think we'll do a good job. Stop it. We do an excellent job. We just got to serve the Lord this time. You go ahead and finish that.
Page 16. The next step is to take a bullwhip, beat the remaining nigga male to the point of death in front of the female and the infant. Don't kill him.
Don't kill him though. Just beat him enough. Give him enough beating so everybody else can see that this is what's gonna happen to you if you don't listen. This is the strongest, biggest, most powerful nigga on the plantation, and I just treated him like he was nothing. So what you think I'm gonna do to you? What you think I'm gonna do to you? And that's why most black people is not down with the UPK.
Right.
Or they with the UPK, but they in hiding, they in secret. You know, they will never rock this in public. You hear me? They'll never put on the shield of David in public. Hell no. They'll never meet a woman and tell a woman that she believe that he believe he can have more than one woman.
Right.
You hear me? They celebrate. They putting a Christmas tree up right now.
Mm.
Niggas right now putting up it, man. Christmas ain't for 2 weeks. They putting up a tree right now to please that woman. You feel me? Rent is not paid this month. Rent is not paid in most houses right now because they buying gifts.
Right, you right.
The lights gonna be cut off. Real talk. And that's because we nervous. You feel me? We nervous and we scared because we seen what they done to the strongest of us. You feel me? We seen what they done to the strongest of us where we just suffering. You feel me? We settling and we giving in to white supremacy and whatever white supremacy say. We know Santa Claus ain't real. Still celebrating it. We know Christmas is not Jesus' birthday, but we still celebrating it because we didn't watch them beat down strong men. Rich men have been destroyed by this place. Like they doing Jason, P. Diddy. You feel me? These niggas they showing you what they'll do to a nigga. You feel me? If you ever rebel, these niggas is sinners. And they deserve whatever the fuck they get. But what the white man is doing is a public lynching. Showing what'll happen. You feel me? Any nigga that go against whatever they don't want. You feel me? Real talk.
But put the fear of God in him, for he can be useful for future breeding.
Right. But put the fear of God in him. They talking about break the nigga down. You got a strong, powerful nigga. Break him down all the way like how they did Nick Cannon. That Nick Cannon sitting down with rabbis. You got Kyrie Irving saying he's celebrating Ramadan and everybody can go celebrate Thanksgiving. I say, well, damn, nigga, that sounds like you contradicting yourself. Which one is it? Because that's good for future breeding. Just in case we have another nigga that want to rise up, we're going to show you what we did to Kyrie. What we did to Nick Cannon, how we almost took Wild and Out and gave it to DC Young Fly. But DC Young Fly was solid and said he don't want nothing to do with it.
Sir.
Like real talk. This is for future breeding. All right, so you can drop that. Go ahead, go to the scripture.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 17. Did answer the king's officers and said to Matthias on this wise, thou art a ruler.
Right. So just give a backstory of what's going on. Matthias was one of these men we was just reading about in the Willie Lynch letter. You feel me? Take one of the meanest, strongest of the niggas. You feel me? Matthias and his family was mean and strong. And they came to him. You feel me? Matter of fact, we about to celebrate the Feast of Dedication because of what his family did. How they rebelled against the Greeks and got back Solomon's temple and rededicated it and decorated it. You feel me? And made it back glorious like it was at one point in time until we started sinning against our Lord. Feel me? Real talk.
And an honorable great man in the city.
Right. He's an honorable and great man in his city. He's well respected. Matthias and his family was well respected.
And strengthened with sons and brethren.
And he was strengthened with his sons and his brethren. So his sons' friends, and his friends, they was well respected. They was well respected because the Bible say your sons is like arrows. They're like weapons. Feel me? Real talk. They're like weapons of war. Go ahead. We're going all the way to verse 22.
And therefore, 18. And therefore came thou first and full the king's commandments, like as all the heathen.
Right. So when they came to Matthias with a proposition, they like, man, we need you to fulfill the king's commandment, like all the heathens done. You feel me? We need you to say, you know, God loves everybody. You feel me? We need you to say that Christmas is all right. You feel me? That's what we need you to do. We need you to come and agree with America and America's agenda, like all the heathen have done.
All right. Ye in the Lord. I feel like it's there. I had this problem last week. Ye in the men of Luda also, and such as they remain of Jerusalem.
Right. So everybody that's remain in Jerusalem and the men of Judah, we need all of y'all to do like the heathens done. Because right around this time, Alexander the Greek, his men, they have conquered the known world. He got generals in Egypt, Asia, and Rome, which is basically Europe, and in Greece. They basically run the whole known world. So all the heathens have bowed down to the Greeks. And he's saying we need y'all to do the same.
So shalt thou in thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
Right, and you wonder why all these black people is telling you as soon as election time come, now all of a sudden they Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. You feel me? Where was y'all at first? Why we y'all been ain't with Kamala Harris, hanging with her? Why she been ain't at your concerts? Why Donald Trump ain't been hanging with you? You feel me? Because they came to you behind closed doors and they wanted you to be one of the king's friends. Go ahead.
And that children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
And that's what's gonna happen. White people is gonna go to rich black people, famous black people, people that mean something to other black people. Other black people got respect for, and they're gonna offer them silver and gold to do what? To basically fulfill the king's commandments. To go with the agenda that whatever the president or whoever came to them with the money say do.
Then my Isaiah answered and spake with a loud voice. So are the nations that are under the king's dominion obey them. Obey him.
Right. So all the nations is under the king's dominion. They obey him. All the nations obey the king. They all do. All the nations right now obey America. As of right now. But so far, all the nations, they obey America. They do what America say. Whatever America agenda is everybody else's agenda. If not, they're going to say you got weapons of mass destruction and they going to war. They're going to make up some lie and then they going to war. Anytime anybody ever went to war, America had something to do with it. I'm just keeping it real with you.
And far away everyone from the religion of their fathers.
And that's a fact. That's what they want. Just like the Greeks did, America want everybody to fall away from the culture of their fathers. You hear me? You got Chinese people over here that's Christian. You got Arabs that's Christian. You got Africans that's Christian. Because America wants everybody to fall away from the culture that they had at first. That's what they want everybody to do. They want everybody to bend the knee to them.
And give consent to his commandments.
Right, and give consent to his commandments. Because once you forget your religion, now America culture is your culture. Once you forget what your culture is, whatever America say, that's your culture now. That's what you believe. Go ahead.
Yet I will, and my sons and my brethren walk in the convent of our fathers.
Right, but me and my sons, we're gonna walk in the covenant of our father, and that's why in the Willie Lynch letter they took the biggest, strongest nigga and broke him. Because if they did not break him, this is what was gonna happen. He was gonna say, "Forget what y'all saying. Me and my brothers and my sons, we gonna do what the Lord said to do. We're gonna keep our culture. While y'all doing whatever y'all want to do, we're gonna keep our culture." And the white man couldn't have that. He couldn't have that. That's why he took the biggest, strongest nigga and broke him in front of everybody. So they could be broken down to and do whatever he say.
21. God forbid that we shall forsake the law and the ordinance.
Right. God forbid that we forsake the law and the ordinance. We not finna give up our culture for you. And that's why they had to take the biggest, strongest nigga and break him in front of everybody.
Something, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Verse 22. Verse 22. We will not hearken into the king's word.
Hey, go ahead, keep going. I can hear you.
To go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left.
Right. So we're not gonna go from our religion, which is talking about our culture, either on the right hand or the left. You feel me? We stand with our culture, with our religion. We don't care what the king say. And that's the reason why they had to take the biggest, strongest nigga, the meanest nigga, like Mattathias was, and break him so everybody can see it. Feel me? Real talk. All right, so let's drop that. And Nakwadama, if you can go to page 17 through 19, the next one.
Okay. Page 17. The breaking process of the African woman. Take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desires willingly.
Right. And that's what they're doing right now. You feel me? They're using the internet to do it now. You feel me? They running a series of tests on black women to see if they submit to the white man and his agenda. You go ahead.
Test her in every way because she is the most important factor for good economics.
She's the most important factor. The black woman, Hispanic and Native Indian woman, is the most important factor for good economics. You feel me? And that's what's happening right now. Don't black women spend all the money?
Right.
Ain't they the most college educated? It's black women, not black men, because they good for economics.
If she shows any signs of resistance and submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract that last bit of bitch out of her.
The last bit of who?
Bitch.
The last bit of bitch out of her. You feel me? The so-called white man uses a bullwhip right now. You know what that is? You feel me? It's a status. That's a status. Sex sells. You ain't promoting sex, you ain't getting nothing. You ain't succeeding. You feel me? A black woman, if she's not promoting sex, she's not succeeding in America. That's why you even got nurses, you got lawyers. Look at their Instagram. They dress like hoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, bitch, you a nurse? Why you got a BBL? You a nurse. You a lawyer. Why do you got a BBL? You made it in life. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't make it. You feel me? Real talk. And he got to get that last bit of bitch out of you. That's why when they talk to white people, they say, yes, sir. No, sir. When they talk to a black man, get it yourself, nigga. Nigga, why you even talking to me? Nigga, get out my face, nigga.
Take care not to kill her, for in doing so, you spoil good economics.
And it's talking about the children. You spoil good economics. You hear me? The future slaves that she bringing forth out of her stomach. You hear me?
When in complete submission, she will train her offspring in the early years to submit to labor when they become of age.
Right, and that's a fact. You hear me? Once he beat that damn woman down, She gonna teach her children to submit. They gonna submit. And like it said earlier, this gonna happen for hundreds of years. Hey, Gabaya Moth, if you can get in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 3:3. You go ahead and finish that.
Okay, page 18. Understanding is the best thing. Therefore, we shall go deeper into this area of the subject matter concerning what we have produced here in this breaking of the female nigger. We have reversed the relationships. In her natural uncivilized state, she would have a strong dependency on the uncivilized nigger male.
Right. In her natural state, she would have a what? Strong dependency on the uncivilized nigger male. So even in a woman's natural state, forget money, forget status. Naturally, a woman is dependent on the nigger male, whether he uncivilized or not, whether he a high value man or not. The woman is naturally dependent on the nigger male.
And she would have a limited protective dependency toward her independent male offspring and would raise female offspring to be dependent like her.
Right, and that's what's gonna happen. She would naturally raise female offspring to be dependent, because that's how women's supposed to be. Women is supposed to be dependent on a man or their father. That is what's naturally supposed to happen. But now you got Lil Webby talking about IEDPENDENP. You know about she got a hair done, she got a nip, man. That is stupid.
Right.
That is stupid and retarded. But that's what happens when you get raised by a mother that's been bullwhipped. You feel me? Women think being strong and independent is cool. It means you're strong. No, you've been bullwhipped. You've been beat down by the white man. Any women out here thinking they strong and independent and they don't need a man to think for them and they don't need a man for this. They don't need any woman that ever says she don't need a man, that bitch is bullwhipped. She is, well, I don't care what she say. If it ever come out her mouth, she can think for herself or she don't need a man, that bitch is bullwhipped. But today he'll tell you that she weak. Because the white man social street, he'll tell you, women will think, oh, you weak. You let that man tell you what to do. You listening to that man, you this nigga, because of this nigga. That's the dumbest. It's always single women that tell women that. So, there's always a woman without a man telling another woman what she should do in her relationship. Like real talk. And that's because you've been bullwhipped. And this is how the white man wants you. The white man wants you to be strong and independent so you can fuck them kids' life up. Go ahead.
Nature had provided for this type of balance.
Right. Nature provided for this. Nature. This is what the white man say. The white man say it is natural. That's what nature, all that stuff is words that come from each other. It is natural for a woman to be dependent on a man. That's how it's supposed to be. If you're not dependent on a man, that's because you've been bullwhipped. The white man got you where he wants you because this said this was going to happen for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. It said it was going to what? What it said it was going to do? I got y'all. Self-generate. This was going to self-generate for hundreds and thousands of years for what they did to us in 1619. That's goddamn. That's insane. The white man is the devil. UPK forever.
Okay.
It's a lock.
We reverse nature by burning and pulling one civilized nigga apart and bullwhipping the other to the point of death, all in her presence.
Right. So beating down and degrading a man in a woman's presence, they reversed it, the nature. They reversed it nature, something that was natural. A woman depending on a man became unnatural in the black community by seeing them destroy black men. How did they do that now with the crack epidemic, heroin, not want to give them no jobs, burning down the community? We had Black Wall Street during the Great Depression. During the Great Depression, when all the white people was broke, Cadillac was going out of business. Black people couldn't even get luxury cars. Cadillac said, fuck it, we're going to sell y'all luxury cars. Black people made Cadillac rich, got them out of the black. That's why they got Black Friday, because they trying to get out of the black. Black people got Cadillac out of the black because they was buying so many damn Cadillacs. And that's why old black people right now still love Cadillacs, don't even know it. They don't even know why. That's because they was the only luxury car company that would sell to black people during the Great Depression when white people was broke. We had money. We had Black Wall Street. We had the South Side of Chicago. We had Harlem, New York. We had Oscarville, Georgia. We had Portland, Oregon. We had so many black cities that was rich during the Great Depression. And white people burnt it down to the ground. To where now all the black women can't do nothing but depend on the government. And this is what they saying when they saying they reverse nature, the natural state of a woman being dependent on a man. It's like
by her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed.
Right, she alone. Talking about she independent. Nah, bitch, you alone. Next time a bitch say she's strong and independent, say, nah, bitch, you alone. You alone and you lonely. And that shit destroying you and it's destroying them kids because you alone and you lonely. You know, and that's another thing bitches try to tell people. You weak because you need to be around people or you need to, man, shut the fuck up. I hate when a bitch try to think she's dropping it heavy. I don't know about y'all, but I just hate when a bitch thinks she's dropping it heavy. Bitch, shut up. I got generals and captains. I'm not listening to you.
Right.
What you talking about? Salakia. Hey, go ahead.
The ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state.
And that's the truth. You're really frozen and independent. That's what it is. You ain't really independent. You frozen. You don't know what the hell to do. Real talk.
In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reverse roles.
And who?
Reversed roles.
Right, in reverse roles. Now you wonder why the men so feminine and the women so masculine. Because they sitting there learning from a mother that thinks she's strong and independent, but really she frozen. Really, she just frozen. She don't know what to do. Now the males is in a reverse role. Now the woman ruling over them. And if the woman ain't ruling over them, they a damn LGBT member. And same thing with the women. She thinks she got to be masculine and the head of the household. Bitch, you're not the head of the household. I don't care what your tax lady say.
Right.
When you go file your taxes, I don't care what she put on that paper. You're still not the head of the household.
Right.
You just frozen. In real talk.
For fear of the young male's life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent, but physically strong.
She in fear his life, so she overly emotional and overly protecting him to where he's weak. He's weak and he's soft. Real talk.
Because she has become psychologically independent, she will train her female offspring to be psychologically independent as well.
And they say this was going to happen for hundreds of years, maybe thousands, unless a phenomenon happened. They said this in 1712. We in 2024. Well, the phenomenon it obviously ain't happened yet until the ISUPK hit the scene. I'm just keeping it real.
Right. What have you got? You've got the nigga woman out front and the nigga man behind and scared.
Right, you got the nigga woman out front. She on the front line, and the nigga male is scared like a little boy. You hear me? Like a little boy, like a little baby. Ain't that what happened with George Floyd? He called for his mama. The knee was on his neck. He died. The first thing he think of was mama. Like real talk. He a grown man.
This is a perfect situation for sound sleep and economics. Before the breaking process.
You could drop that. If I could, by your mouth, go ahead, go to Ecclesiastes 3:3. You good to go? What'd you say?
Oh, I was trying to tell you, you had me muted.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 3. Whoso honored his father, make an atonement with his sins.
Right. So whoso honor his father making an atonement. Feel me? You making an atonement for the sins that you commit. Feel me? And that's what you gotta do. Feel me? You gotta atone for the sins you committed. When you commit sins, you gotta find a way to be forgiven. And one of the ways to find a way to be forgiven is honoring your father. Feel me? Don't discredit your father because your mother said so. You feel me? If your father was a crackhead, he was an alcoholic, don't dishonor him for that. You feel me? Because that's how you atone for your sins, by honoring your father. That's how you be forgiven for your sins, by honoring your father. Go ahead. We're going all the way to verse 5.
All right, 4. And he that
why I say that is because you don't know what your father been through. You don't know what type of bull whipping or what type of breaking down the white man has done to your father for him to end up in the situation he was in. By you just belittling him and oh, he a drunk, he an alcoholic, or he wasn't around. You don't know what the hell your mama done and made that nigga run away. You don't even know. You feel me? But honoring your father is how you atone for your sins. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And he that honors his mother is as one would lay up the treasure.
Right. And he didn't honor his mother is one that lay up treasure. You feel me? You honor your mother, that's good. Honor your mother. But just know you're doing that for you. You feel me? You honor your mother, you're doing that for you. You're not doing that for your spirit. You feel me? You're not doing that for your children's children. You're doing that for you. You feel me? Real talk. But when you honor your father, that's how you atone for the sins that you committed. You feel me? That's how you break generational curses. Go ahead. Oh, Salak, my bad. No, it's like a background, like echo.
Yeah, I know what I heard it myself. Who shall honor his father shall have joy of his own children.
Right, and that's the point. You feel me? Whoso honors his father shall have joy in his own children. Honoring your mother is good, but just know you're doing that for you. You know, because she birthed you or whatever, she nurtured you, all that stuff. You know, she treated you like a little baby all your life. Yeah. So you having joy in your mother is treasure. That's something you're doing for you. You feel me? You're doing that for yourself. But when you honor your father, you feel me? That's how you're gonna have joy in your own children. You feel me? Because that's how you're gonna pass down wisdom. You feel me? That's how you're gonna pass down structure into your own children. It's gonna be because of your father. You feel me? So don't look at all the stuff the white man did to him to break him. All the stuff the white man did to destroy him. Don't worry about that. You feel me? Just make sure you honor your father. You feel me? Make sure you don't give up on your father. Real talk. When he's ready to talk, go talk to him.
Right.
He might have disowned you. He might have disowned your mother. Whatever. That's cool. No sweat. But when he's ready to talk, go talk. You feel me? Go talk and go listen. You feel me? And that's how you're going to have joy in your own children.
And when he make his prayer, he shall be heard.
Right, and that's the point. Real talk. And when he make a prayer, he shall be heard. Now you're gonna be heard. You feel me? Now you're gonna be heard. You feel me? You can't not forgive your father, but think the Lord is supposed to forgive you for all the stuff you done. Don't even make sense. Real talk. So let's go ahead. Let's go to the last page. Let's go to page 21.
Okay. The Negro marriage unit. We breed 2 nigga males with 2 nigga females. Then we take the nigga males away from them and keep them moving and working.
Right, and that's a fact. That's what they want to do. They want to keep you out the house somehow, keep you away from the women and the children, moving and working.
Say the nigga female bears a nigga female and the other bears a nigga male. Both nigga females being without influence of the nigga male image, frozen with an independent psychology.
And that's how they knew this. They knew with the man just not being there consistently that the women is going to be frozen with independency. Frozen, which means they don't really know what they doing. You feel me? They don't really know what they doing. It ain't like a good thing. They don't know what the hell they doing. It's like Martha, you can go to Genesis 3:1.
Genesis 3:1.
All right, you go ahead and finish reading.
Come. Will raise their offspring into reverse positions.
Right, they gonna do what?
Raise their offspring into reverse positions.
And that's what's gonna happen. Like they brought out earlier, you're gonna raise the offspring in reverse positions. The women gonna be masculine, the men gonna be feminine, man. And that's why domestic violence is so high. Because the women is masculine, the niggas is feminine, the niggas is emotional, the women is masculine. That's why domestic violence in the black community, Hispanic and Native Indian community is so high.
The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself.
Right.
Independent and negotiable.
Right. Independent and negotiable. That's what single mothers is doing. That's what single mothers is the curse. If you want to keep it real. Single mothers is the goddamn curse.
We negotiate with her, through her, by her, and negotiate her at will.
And that's what's gonna happen. The so-called white man is gonna negotiate through her, by her. You hear me? Through her and by her. That's what's gonna happen.
The one with the nigga male offspring, she being frozen with a subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak.
Right, he's gonna be emotional. Mentally dependent and weak, he's gonna be emotional because she in fear of his life. She overprotective of him, so he's gonna be emotional and he's gonna be weak, depending on his mommy.
But physically strong.
Right, physically strong. He can go out and play football, basketball, and what he gonna say when he get drafted? I want to thank mama. I gotta thank mama. Mama was the one. Mama, you can borrow mama. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You didn't say the NFL draft and the NBA draft. The first people they think is mama. Them niggas is strong. They sweet mentally. That's why them women be getting their ass for all their money.
Right.
Bro, real talk.
In other words, body over mind.
Right. Mind over matter. That's what it's supposed to be, mind over matter. But theirs is body over mind because they trying to reverse the roles. Real talk.
Now, in a few years, when these 2 offspring become fertile for early reproduction, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycle. And
it's just gonna keep going on and on. And now we in 2024 and we living like we in 1712 when this damn letter was wrote. When this damn letter was damn wrote, man. Real talk. All right, so yeah, let's drop that. And last scriptures we'll bring out. Go to Genesis 3:1. And we going all the way to verse 12.
Like it. What? We want what?
3:1. Genesis 3:1.
3:1. All right.
We're going all the way to 3:1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made.
Right. So the serpent was more subtle. He was more slick and conniving than any beast of the field that the Lord had made. You hear me? Real talk. And the serpent, of course, is talking about a lying person. You hear me? That is a lying and treacherous person. That's what the word serpent means.
And he said unto the woman, yet hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Right. So the Lord told them to only eat from the tree of good and evil. He's saying, damn, you can't eat of every tree of the garden? We're talking about the philosophies of the other nations. This is what the serpent is saying. Like, damn, you can't do what the other people doing? You only can do this. You can't do what everybody else doing. Everybody else is doing this. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
Right. So first of all, the woman ain't supposed to be talking to nobody. That's one thing women don't understand. The only person you're supposed to be learning from is your man. That's it. You feel me? Unless you got a problem or you need to take it up higher. Unless you got a problem, the only person you're supposed to be learning from is your man. Is no way around that. Problems is coming. If you trying to, problems is coming. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. You're gonna be at the doorstep. And that was the problem with Eve. She was sitting there even talking to another man in the first place was stupidity. Go ahead.
Verse 3, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden. Of it, neither shall he touch it, yes, ye die.
Right. So God say that you shall eat of it, you touch it lest you die. You feel me? This food for thought. You feel me? Because that's what this is talking about. This is talking about wisdom. This is talking about knowledge. This knowledge, you cannot put this inside of your head. I don't want y'all to be doing this. This is not for y'all. This is what the other people doing. I don't want y'all doing that. So she's telling the serpent, no, we can't do that. This ain't what my man taught me. We can't do this. Go ahead.
Verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
Right. And that's what the serpent said. The serpent said, you should not surely die. Hey, Salak, you got a real bad echo. It's a real bad echo. Yeah, calm. And Nakwadam, if you could grab these scriptures so we can finish out the rest of the class.
Okay, I got you, sir.
We in Genesis 3 and 4. So Salak, you can borrow it, Mom. You just got a real bad echo. It start coming in real late.
Yeah,
Now you Tawab, we're gonna let the brother read the rest of the scriptures. We're gonna end the class.
Genesis 3, chapter 3, verse 4.
Come.
Genesis 3 and 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
Right, and that's the same thing the so-called white man has done for hundreds of years in America to our women, telling them what they should do instead of them listening to their man. Instead of listening to their man, they listening to somebody else outside of their house, right, telling them you're not gonna die, and then they end up frozen and independent. You feel me? You're not gonna die, and then your sons end up in prison. You're not gonna die. Now your daughter's on stripper poles. You steady listening to what the so-called white man tell you to do, and it's destroying our children. Instead of you just listening to the man, but he done took the man all the way out the house because the Willie Lynch letter say he was gonna have him moving and working. He was gonna have him moving and working and change the natural order. What was natural, he was gonna change it by having the man moving and working. Go ahead.
Verse 5, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Right. So now he tricking her. He said, no, God say, if you do this, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be knowing good and evil. You're going to be knowing the good stuff and the bad stuff. See, you're going to be straight. You're going to be like a God. Right. You're going to be like a power. if you do this stuff, and that's what the so-called white man do to black women. No, you should be strong and independent. Don't listen to that man. That man don't know what he's talking about. You can think for yourself. That's the stupidest shit in the world. You can think for yourself. Women cannot think for themselves. That's why they all stripping. That's why they all stripping. They all twerking. Because they can't think for themselves.
Right.
They need a man to think for them. They can't pick a man if they was playing whack-a-mole. Women couldn't pick a man if it was $1,000 hiding in a hole. They would not pick the right man, like real talk, because they can't think for themselves. You hear me? Real talk. But the so-called white man went to them and told them that they can, and it's destroying the children for the last 400 years. Since we've been in slavery, the children have been destroyed because black women think they don't need a man to listen to. They can do it on their own, and they destroying these kids. They don't even know without a male presence that the kids is already fucked up. Just without a male presence on a daily basis, they're already messed up.
Right.
That's what the Willie Lynch letter said. That's what this book say. You don't believe the Bible? Well, that's what this book say. This book say without a male presence, the kids is going to be messed up. It's going to take away the natural ordinance of how everything's supposed to go. Real talk. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes.
Right, and that's a fact. When women start doing stuff and they think it's right. They think like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is working so far. Go ahead.
And a tree to be desired to make one wise.
Right, make one wise. A lot of women, I could think for myself. I could do this on my own. I don't need no man. All right, for now. It looked good for now.
She took of the fruit thereof and did eat.
Right, she did. She took on the cultures, the philosophies of the other nations, and she ate.
And gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Right, and that's the problem. And that's the real problem.
Right.
You feel me? Simp ass niggas that take philosophy and stuff women tell them to do. Nigga, you a bitch. And you're gonna forever be a bitch.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep it real. If your woman running you, nigga, you a bitch. You're gonna end up just like this nigga right here in this Bible we read.
Right.
Real talk. I'm gonna just keep it real. Sometimes you gotta lose your woman. You gotta risk losing your woman for your morals,
right,
for your manhood. I'm gonna just keep it real.
Done.
I think most women ain't got baby daddy. They that's why they got more than one baby daddy. Cause a nigga would rather risk losing you and them kids for his manhood.
Right.
I'm gonna just keep it real. That's why women got more than one baby father. Cause that nigga was like, look, man, fuck this. I'll take my masculinity and my manhood over letting you run me.
Done.
Feel me? Real talk.
Verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open.
Right. And now they open-minded. Now they open-minded to different things, different philosophies, what they gonna eat tonight. Now they eating shrimp, crab, and lobster when they used to just eat steak and lamb.
And they knew that they were naked.
Right. And now they knew that they were naked. They knew they were exposed. You feel me? That's what the naked is talking about. It's not talking about physically.
Right.
It's just talking about spiritually. They just knew that the stuff they doing is not really practical for everybody else. Everybody else not doing this. They're not living like this. So now they feel weird, you know? They feel weird for the way they living because now they see like, man, ain't nobody else doing this shit but us.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Right. And now they putting on the other nation's culture because they want to be like them. You know what that's called? Peer pressure. A lot of people is suffering because of peer pressure. A lot of people will never follow the Most High in Christ because of peer pressure. Because the people around them don't like it. And if they don't like it, they feel like they weird. So they're going to start to try to act like them and be like them. And that's what was happening right now with Adam and Eve.
Verse 8. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day.
Right, in the cool of the day. You know, that type of the time of the day where it just feel real good outside. It seems real peaceful. The sun, you know, you got a cool breeze. It's around that time. Feel me? They thinking it's sweet. And then they hear the Lord voice.
And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden.
And what's the trees of the garden? It's talking about the families, the family tree. And then what it's called when you go to your family reunion, they got a tree with all the different last names on it because it's the family tree. And that's what they did. Adam and Eve hid from the Lord amongst the families of the earth. You hear me? That's what we do. We know we ain't serving the Lord, so we hide amongst the families of the earth. We hide amongst the heathens, the unbelievers. You hear me? We hide amongst them, hoping the Lord don't see us getting high, getting drunk. You hear me? Eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving. We hoping the Lord don't see us hiding amongst these heathens, but he do.
And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou?
Right, where art thou? Where you at? Where's my son at? What is going on?
And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid.
And I was afraid. That's a fact. That's just like whenever we show up, people get afraid. You know, they see our fringes swinging. They see them headpieces. They know that, yeah, they fucked up. They know they got to put the blunts down. You hear me? They got to put right. They got to hide the blunts and everything. They know, like, damn, man, here these niggas come. You feel me? Real talk. They get to hide themselves. Real talk.
Because I was naked and I hid myself.
Right, he was exposed. I'm out here smoking blunts. I'm out here smoking Black and Mild. I'm out here eating shrimp boils. You feel me? I was naked. I was exposed, man. You would have seen me and you would have been disgusted. Ain't that what happened when you see somebody that's naked? You be like, oh, ugh.
Right.
You feel me? That's exactly what happened. He said, I was naked, man. You ain't want to see me like this. I'm jammed up.
And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked?
Right, and that's what he's saying. Who told you that you was naked, man? Who told you that living like I told you to live mean you was naked? You feel me? Who told you that? Somebody had to tell you that. I didn't want you to know that you shouldn't, how to feel if you smoke cigarettes. You feel me? I didn't want you to know how it feel if you didn't wear fringes on your pants. I wanted you to feel like you had to wear fringes on all your pants. You feel me? Who told you that it was wrong to do that? Right. Who told you it was wrong to just eat beef and chicken? You feel me? Who told you this stuff?
Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?
Right, because Adam, he read the stars. And that's the trees that it's talking about. Did you eat from them? Did you put that knowledge inside of you? And that's why I was using the metaphor eat. Because it's talking about putting it inside of you, in your soul. You feel me? Like how the laws and commandments supposed to be inside of our soul. You feel me? You're saying that, who told you this? You feel me? I told you shouldn't eat from this. Who told you, who told you this stuff?
And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me.
The who?
The woman whom thou gavest to be with me.
The woman. If anybody ever wonder why we so hard on women, that's why. That's why. Because the only thing stronger than a woman is the truth. That's it.
Right.
There's nothing stronger on this planet than the truth, besides a woman. Everybody do everything for a woman. You selling drugs so you can get a woman. You going to college to get a nice job so you can get you the baddest bitch. You getting this type of car so you can get this type of woman. Everything you doing is psychologically because you trying to get a woman. You feel me? Real talk. And Adam just wanted to keep his woman. So he turned his back on God for his woman. And then when all said and done, he said, man, it's the woman you gave me. That's why I'm doing all this. Because of this woman.
She gave me of the tree, and I did eat.
Right. She told me about these things that would have been good for us. She told me, and I listened. She told me, and I listened. Real talk. And that's the Willie Lynch letter, making of a slave. It's happening right now. They said it was going to happen for hundreds, maybe thousands of years, if not a phenomenon come. You feel me? Real talk. Tune in every Monday, Tuesday. Tune in Wednesday night for the podcast. You feel me? After Kentucky. Y'all watch Shema Shah Thumb. Y'all watch my Thumb by Shema Shah class.